compared to Kanavi especially. He's actually 2 and 3 on it. A pick that he shies away from compared to other junglers.
I think the engage was the important thing here, securing something that can close the distance, especially when you have that Anivia, who's obviously very good at playing defensive. When you're playing into the likes of Arise.
We're roaming down here. Guma in a rough spot as the satchel's already down. He is just a sitting duck as Delight is not able to interrupt Owner getting in there. This should be first blood. The question is, who does it go to? They hand it over to Pays. Fire touch. Faker's really having a rough time even just surviving.
Yeah,
Doesn't have his ult.
Yeah, no ult, no TP. He's in a really dire spot. Zeka's low on mana, but it's a Rise. He still has a decent amount.
No stun.
Yeah, the stun is down. The ghost is up, but the auto doesn't finish him off. And Zeka nearly he retakes. Oh, the aggro from the Deathfire touch. A big mistake from Zeka. Faker's laughing his way to the bank.
By the way, Faker's passive was coming up in just a few seconds. I think Faker knew he was playing with them. He was
trying. Level 7, he's totally fine. So it feels like Delight is looking to do something on the map. Although the knockback is going to come through here, and now Delight gets in there, and Doran does get outplayed there. Felt like he was seen, just based on the positioning of Doran, because if he gets in there, lands a pillar, maybe we only have the ult available for Doran, as there's the ult, it's down, and now the Subjugate comes in, and he's basically made a paper. This is what the Trundle is so good at doing. They punish Doran once again.
Honestly,
what I was talking about, you know, the follow-up gank here, pretty easy to set up.
He gets very tanky, but it feels real bad when he's just sitting there giving over free gold to the enemy team. As now Faker in a very awkward spot here, trying to wall his way out of the situation. Probably going to have to flash with the Camille coming over. Flashes long to get away from this one, and now Delight trying to get on the edge. And he gets in to the row.
Very cool, and as a result, you know, it's one flash down here for T1. HLE burning nothing. So very successful there, outside of the realm warp, of course. Dragon, meanwhile, goes to T1. They have double Dragon here, but it's Ocean Soul on the other side, which can feel quite nice into a poke composition in this situation.
All right, we got plays in top and bot. They're trying to punish Guma, who already flashed, and they don't have a whole lot of CC. And now Delight comes in, picks up one, gets the ult down onto Pays. As immediately now we got a TP coming in. T1 trying to double down on this one, but Pays already pretty low. And they're just trying to hold on to the wave. I don't know if they can really go for a redive here.
I don't think so. And now Zeka is just going to be able to push mid freely. Zeus has control of the top side, and Hanwha Esports are swinging into a pretty big gold lead here.
Such a huge win for HLE. Gumyushi doing a phenomenal job there of evading the initial dive. Delight slides in to save him, and then the map impact is just crushing T1 right now. Gold lead for the team expands to 2,000. Gumyushi just slides away with
let's fight this. And they absolutely do. They can play through the turret. And they know that on the other side of the map they're winning. They know that in the mid lane they're winning.
Look at live what we got going on here. Zeus is in a lot of trouble as he's kind of been baited in by Doran, honestly. He's trying to dodge everything, goes for the kill, but Owner is still going to pick it past the Scion and the Fed Jarvan. They should be eating pretty well, as now Faker's in a bit of trouble here himself. Doesn't have the flash. He's just going to be put down to Egg, and Owner's there, but he just has to watch his mid laner die as Zeka hiding on bush.
With the game state right now, the side lane pushes that are super strong. They guarantee this Herald here. Zeka's already putting work down on this inner, and it very quickly starts to feel like if T1 can't force a fight here soon, T1, you could opt to just leave this Dragon, but I think the value of having Soul Point is going to be enough for them to commit heavily. We do have Zeka with his ult in the bottom lane.
Yeah, it looks like they want to collapse. Might be a little bit late, though, as the damage already done to the Dragon. Kanavi just going to walk up, not going to get the smite, though, as Delight gets in, locks down Pace, who gets pulled back in, and everything in the kitchen sink is thrown in the face of the one Fed member of T1. And that'll be just more gold in the pockets of HLE now.
Charge of the Herald into the mid lane, Satchel to secure, and T1 are falling apart at the seams here.
You can see he's trying to avoid the wall there with that drift up to the top side, and this push continues. Kanavi is going to have to flash. He just walks it off. Zeka also using both summoners. And they've got to respond to the top push. We also have a Satchel in bot as HLE. They don't cryo pick the first pick for HLE. From the second pick side, obviously. And Zeus is one of the guys that's always going to see if they even want to fight this.
I don't think so. I think you got to just try to cut your losses and get a little bit of a dent on this turret. But Zeus
they're going in onto Zeus as not sure if he's baiting or what. Just now Doran Gonna charge on in, but he's in a bit of trouble. Has to flash away himself. Zeka on the chase, looking for more. There's the pillar into the roots from the rise. As T1 just trying to kite this one out. Even a TP coming in from Faker as he looks for more. The stun is going to miss as now the shock blast comes in, and it's just missiles.
Next time they're given that opportunity, it'll be a real advantage. I get his Delight is also made of paper.
Yeah, he is able to buffer that pretty nicely to get out. Now could look for the re-engage as they're looking for Faker, who doesn't have his flash. Nice peel here from Owner, just trying to get his mid laner to safety, but he's going to be the one that pays the iron price at the end of the day. And that will be one kill going the way of HLE so far.
So rough. Owner trying to save his mid laner, goes down as the jungler. You're so much more important now. Baron on the cards for HLE. T1 trying to contest, but taking so much poke.
Yeah, the poke is kind of insane. I mean, Doran just trying to lead the charge here, trying to force them to turn, and that they will, but HLE able to dispose of him pretty quickly. Although at the end of the day, they're not able to restart the Baron just yet. That's more poke on Akaria, though. And they say, okay, let's go for it once again. As really, it's up to Paze to try to poke some back here. He's got a red buff. They don't really have much vision, though. As maybe, I think someone was wrapping around. I think that's why we're not being shown the vision from the top side of this fight. Paze and T1 feeling the pressure, though, as that is going to be Paze hopping away. And he gets to safety, but HLE...
And that's it. Nothing else really to speak of. And so the Baron goes over. Hanwha Life Esports, 6,600 gold ahead.
To me, the control from HLE, the setup around the Scion, the satchel into blocking the ult, and also when Owner went in, the immediate ult into light so he couldn't flag and drag out. They're controlling the members of T1 so well, and whenever anyone is overextended, giving so little chance to escape, and now with this massive lead and Baron in hand, it's going to be almost impossible to stand up to siege. Yes, Faker's wave clear, but look at the poke!
Yeah, and also the fact that the pillar comes in and stops his ult. So you're already dealing with trying to clear Baron waves, but you can't when there's a trundle.
Doran just TP'd in for the massive shield, and he got Serpent's Fanged, it's just gone.
Yeah, see you later, Mr. Shield, as you can see T1 desperately trying to find an engage here, but it has been...
items. Faker's soon to have his third as well. They're going to Realm Warp for a play here.
Yeah, and once again, Owner's like, man, I might have to try to bail you out again, but there's no bailing this out as the Realm Warp play.
Into the Scion, but it's great into the Jarvan as well. If you could find him, he just dies instantly, basically, when he's trying to go in. So
yeah, you can see setting up this vision, they're looking.
Wow, going in on Akaria, actually. This is very aggro to try to kill the support, and yeah, they do get him, but Delight immediately trades everything. Tons of damage to an Owner! This is his flash! And now he's just barely going to get away for now, but Zeus is going very deep, gets stunned up against the wall, and Zeus going too hard!
On that Baron I was just talking about, you get these 2 kills, and suddenly you've got a window back in the game.
And so much of the gold is on Zeus as well. They take him out, and now Kanavi has to try to come in here and steal, and the Subjugate is keeping him alive, but now actually going to trade his life with Paige, but more damage is coming out here. Good massive ult from Doran, but the follow-up not there just yet. They finally take out Zeka, though. They haven't dealt with Guma as Delight goes in, and now Zeus is back. TP's into the fight, and T1 are super low, just trying to get away, and a shock blast barely going to miss, but HLE at least able to clean up this Baron try.
Paze lives, this is a totally different fight. Faker's so low on mana, as you guys could see. Even though he has his egg, you know, he just cannot afford to stick around any longer. They have to just leave Doran out. Now, they are in live trying to take Baron. Kanavi has respawn, but he isn't here yet, and Faker's back with full mana.
They're not doing a good job of tanking this, but I think the poke of Guma might be too much, as that's a bit of damage coming on in, and a smite secure should be there from Kanavi. Waits until 1,000 health, and he's able to pick...
set up and lock down the space. You can see Zeka looking for a flank angle here.
And they're trying to go and look for a turn, maybe a kill on a Kanavi, try to get something out. As big damage already. Look at this, and the flank comes in, but they turn immediately on a Zeka. Big shield on him, but they take down the Rise. And now trying to kite this one front to back is T1. In goes Owner, has a GA. This Delight is able to take down the Ezreal, and that is so much of the damage here. But now Kanavi goes down, Faker's still alive. Zeus slowed up. He's gonna get stunned next to the Dragon, and it's chaos. Nobody can deal with the Scion, actually. And now the long-range poke comes in, and T1 are winning a fight down 7,000 gold. They're gonna take the Ocean Soul. And Guma's done 7,000 damage, but he's all alone. Just a sad little Ziggs with his back against the Scion. Is able to take out Owner, funnily enough, but a small prize as Doran picks up a massive sack of gold.
Really well, he plays it as best as he can.
Oh, we got another pick here, by the way. Zeka, he runs out, doesn't have any time, and Zeka again, unfortunately, has been a bunch of errors in this game that have really put his team in a bad spot, and now T1, all of a sudden, they're pushing mid. This is the same game where they were 8,000 gold behind, 2 Barons to HLE. And you said it before, Wolf, they didn't break into the base. They really didn't break the backs at T1. Quite a few of them here.
Zigzag being used defensively now. Poke missing there from Zeus as well. And with the Ocean Soul, they're feeling so much safer against that Poke.
Uh-oh, Doran looking for it, trying to get the flank on her, but so many knockups. They get the kill on the Ziggs. They're looking for more as down will go on her. A lot of damage from the turret going on at T1, but at the end of the day, they have the Karma shields, they have this gigantic Scion, and they are just force pressing HLE into these fights and winning them.
I mean, some of these players like Zeus versus Doran, you start to think, if I can't win with this lead, can I win at all? His owner is going to avoid this engage.
They're going very hard into this Jarvan, and they should be able to take him down. Nicely done, just trying to utilize that. As now the TP is coming in, and this is Faker! He just TPs directly in the face of HLE and dies, and now Pays really the main character here trying to get away, but HLE are on the chase. The root comes down, and just like that, everything flips over again. Keria all by his lonesome gets taken down, and Doran trying to hold on to the wave, but they're TPing in. HLE want to end the game now.
The Light's going to try and stall him out as long as he can. I think you might know he'll stay alive for the time being, but all they need to do is stall. The rest of them have enough damage to close, and T1, who brought the game back from the brink, don't manage to close it out. Fumble at the last moment, and it's HLE with a decisive end to game 1.
You've got to feel a lot of relief if you were a Hanwha Life fan. You can see on the players' faces.
You're going to give a ton of wave clear. The Lysandra has a decent amount of that as well, and it is a spell shield into all of this engage, but it's not great in Devi, who could just smite the spell shield away on our way in. And you are really making this composition, both junglers retreating. Looks like, although what we know is...
Yeah, still sticking around. That's the ward to come down. Doran, he needed to know, and now he knows 100%. Now where the Lysandra really shines against the Ahri is eventually, you know, Ahri's trying to dash around a bunch and you press R on her. Or you are yourself, as that's going to be the root. Faker not yet level 6, and waiting, but the flash charm is huge from Zeka.
Still doesn't have 6, if you can steal some of these Krugs, maybe. Nope.
I mean, he's going to go in and try to start a trade against a level 6 Vi. That's what he's going to do, is now Zayas flashes in, and Owner's like, well, I guess I'm dead.
He flipped it on the minis.
Felt like so much of her position in top lane was there was some lanes should actually get bullied out a bit, but just be able to sustain. But then in the later team fights, was so hard to deal with the constant knockups and sustain and tankiness.
TP.
And a TP here on Aguma, but he has Ghost, so he just presses Ghost and walks away.
I will
say, not going to work.
We've hit that point of the top lane matchup where Doran hit level 6 and killed his ultimate, so he gets a ton of free healing and armor pen, so now the matchup feels way better. It's one of the benefits of being those champions. You get a ton of free stats just for leveling up their ultimate ability.
Yeah. He also got...
you know, he kind of got outplayed earlier on with the crazy play from Zeka, but still going to be good as they're looking for the pick here on a Kanavi. The charm comes down, but that is not the easiest target. They're going all in to try to take out Kanavi. It's taking quite a while through the exhaust. Kanavi with the bailout, but finally they do get the kill. But it is going to be Pays who pays his life for that one. Zeka in a bit of trouble here himself. Gets ulted down. Doran with the follow-up, and they do knock down and take out Zeka.
This won't be without a cost, though, as Zeus is unanswered here in the top lane with Doran's teleport, and it looks like first brick will likely go over here as a result with the Grubs, the Voidlings here, over to HLE. They can buy enough space for Zeus to get the majority of this turret. Looks like he's not quite going to get it off of this wave, but still a lot of value on the other side. But this play aggressively from Keria does end up working out.
I think that makes a lot of sense. And it's just going to be 1-for-1 in terms of those dragons, and it's going to be an Ocean Soul, which, you know, last game we kind of talked about the sustain. There is champions like the Ambessa and the Rek'Sai who in the longer fights will get a benefit, but with how explosive these comps are, this just feels like a non-factor.
Pays, he's going to get hand shook as finally the charm comes out, and, you know, just running into so many bits of CC.
Not worth.
Not worth.
Hashtag.
He still has the only gold lead here for T1, as Zeus maybe collapsed on.
Now we got the Paranoia coming in, and a bunch of damage already into the Rek'Sai, and you're not really going to be able to sustain out of this, although you can go through many tunnels, as now we got a TP coming in, and he gets away!
Wow. In this second game.
And T1 just keep making these attempts, these proactive plays, and it's just...
네, 탭했다. 나패드.
He is not happy with that, as we are going very deep in mid lane. What is going on here? And that's going to be the turret going down as a massive hostile takeover gets tons of value for Delight. But yeah, this time it's kind of forced from the side of HLE. It looks like they're going to get away with it. You know, this isn't a back-breaking lead. This is still playable for the side of T1, as now they're trying to dive onto Zeus once again. He doesn't have TP this time, but he is going to ult into 3 people and immediately just get feared down and taken out. So Faker will enjoy some extra gold.
That was pretty close, but I like how they dragged him outside of the tower and made sure that when the ult came out, he was clear of it, because I thought that could have been a situation where Zeus escaped, but a good punish there. And T1, we've seen so many attempts this game. A lot of misses, but they are getting some hits now.
Now there's going to be a turret in exchange, but it's a turret for turret plus the kill onto Zeus. We're out of first brick territory, so the fact that HL get it first doesn't necessarily matter. I like that they're giving Paze the money, though. Paze needs the money. He needs to be the scaling late game win condition here. Xayah scales really well, too, and it's Guma Xayah. So we're all very horrified of that, but this wave clear that the Sivir can provide is going to be so helpful for objective setups later on. Speaking of, we have Hanwha Esports starting this Dragon first. Faker no ult, but it is coming up fairly soon. But I think Hanwha should have this one on lock. Paze coming over, though. I think they have enough damage to rush this down and get out.
Yeah, no Paranoia, and I mean, Owen is miles away, but even if he was there, I think it's so much for T1 about those big budget ultimates. He might get caught out here.
Just backing on a ward, as that's going to be the spell shield taken out. And another Spirit Rush, and he's just kind of being walked along here. Owner saying, well, there's no real reason for me to try to flash. Might as well just turn onto Zeka. And
cooldown's quite long, and I think the ult's not going to be there before the Dragon's taken.
Just trying to TP into this one as the Rek'Sai, as now they're looking for the turn, as once again gonna shut down Faker with the flash and the charm. Used in tandem. And we have Ari and Vi making their way down here, as even a Spirit Rush into the brush. They want to make sure that Doran cannot TP out of this one as he tries to go for the public execution, but the CC chain is there, and 400 gold goes
down. You can see the thought process of what they're going for, but in practice, HLE are still the ones with control, and you know.
And this time, I mean, you're going to have follow-up. But Guma just fancy feet. He is going to dodge everything, and now coming in from the bottom side is Zeka. But now Guma frontlining is immediately charmed, flashes away. The bailout is there, but he does not get the reset. 2 kills goes the way of Paze, and 1 overextension. Immediately Paze will put you in the grave. Delight goes down. That is the quadra kill.
They're looking to end,
and they're looking to push mid.
And it's still 30 seconds on these death timers. I don't think they can end the game off of this one, but they certainly should be able to get a turret and Baron to a Rakan. He just wanted to visit Keria, his old bot laner, but the follow-up CC is there. It's too sticky. I like Kanavi's attempt to try to get the reset.
And then just stepped up at the right time, free hitting for the whole fight.
Uh-oh.
TP coming in. This is...
the TP mistakes we have seen in the last couple of weeks at LCK. It is a Rek'Sai, though, and they're going to be looking for the Ocean Soul. So T1 have to actually pull off of that and move over towards that Ocean Drake. There's maybe a little bit of a setup here on the objective. T1 waiting in the brush. There it is. The charm going to catch 2, and immediately down goes Guma. And the follow-up is there as they take out Kanavi as well. HLE just not respecting the engaged potential of this Rakan multiple times in a row. As Delight should be okay, but that's going to be the Drake, and T1 are exploding in this gold lead.
2 fights in a row. It's Keria who finds Guma, Rakan who finds Xayah, and T1 who are finding success in this game. A 6,000 gold lead now in a game which for so much of it they were behind.
Whoa.
Now looking for more.
Yeah, nice timing there from Faker. I'm not sure if they should really be going in for this kind of play, but Paze is so powerful. They're trying to take him out with the Rek'Sai ult. It's not quite going to work, as the bailout not going to help out either, and T1 are just compounding their gold. Mistake after mistake, engage after engage. They keep baiting HLE into these fights.
They're desyncing the death timers here. Now Guma's back, but there's no Zeus, and they can easily retreat.
Original Rakan, when there was no delay between ulting and using your other abilities, how little you could respond to it. And Carrier just camping in the brush that they had control warded, so he gets to essentially play original Rakan when he shows up after channeling the ult beforehand. Such an effective tool, able to catch out an AD carry who has that ultimate that grants so much safety. And now a 9,000 gold lead. GA on Pays, he's such a hard target to deal with.
Yeah, now they can just use the paranoia, not for diving the Xayah, not for trading ultimate cooldowns, just for zoning, as they will be able to pick up this top inhibitor, no doubt. Zeka, you know, he's trying to look for something. I think the window is kind of past here for HLE, especially down this much gold, obviously, but yeah, it's just so crazy. I talked about it in game one, where it's like, HLE, you make one mistake, T1 threaten a game.
Shield is down for Pays. Some sort of miracle here is what HLE need. And this isn't it.
Oh no, Kanavi, not like this. Well, looks like it'll be exactly like that, actually.
Carrier?
Down it goes. They're going very deep. The angle here from Carrier as he just is able to bully his former AD carry in the bush. The follow-up with the public execution onto Delight. As now they're trying to take out Alessandra. Not a great spot here. Already a triple for Pays, as there is still the potential for a penta, but I don't think he's even thinking about that at that point. As you can see that HLE are not going to give it to him either. T1 just looking to push down mid and end this game in their favor. As they are going to flash out a carrier. They do get the kill, but T1 do not care at all about that. Just trying to stop the backs here and end this game.
Yeah, Pays will just push down the Nexus at this point. T1, game one was close with their comeback. Game two, their comeback is enough. And the series will be equalized at 1-1.
Carrier keeps his 15 out of 15, 100% kill participation.
I don't think it's going to work.
Yeah, you're playing this short-ranged melee composition into Shen, Cassiopeia, Kog, Lulu, and just icing on the cake is Lee Sin Kick has tremendous value at Peel. You've just gone back to your jungle and cleared it, and Owner's not going to cross over and challenge until you went for that heavy trade onto him.
And now it's going to start taxing top lane.
Kanavi getting pretty low here as the flash comes in, but it's not going to land. And once again, Owner finds himself in the same spot as game number two, this time a little bit earlier, and the same result. First blood goes over to Kanavi. Meanwhile, Faker, no flash, but he is able to run away.
Owner going to look for a bit of a steal away here potentially. Does not have flash, so I think he's going to have to leave.
Yeah, he's alone. That is Cassiopeia. You must leave the pit.
Yeah. I mean, the Fury champion who's so mobile, so hard to pin down.
Ball comps in the past. And
yeah, I saw
you
one
guys are going to get to see it.
At first stand.
Yeah.
Yeah, it went really well for that team.
It did. Nice dodge here from Faker. We do have Kanavi, though, on the chase. No more taunt is coming in. The kick is there. And one more Fang.
Faker's putting. And they're going to try to get some plate gold here. Maybe kill Zayas? Interesting plan here. Will come at a heavy cost if it does not work.
Well, here comes Kanavi. He says, I'm going to try to take one of these with me. Going for the trade into Owner. There's the Shen shield. As the kick comes in, Owner in a bit of trouble. The Q is not going to land. And Owner does get
Dragon take, but Shen, no ult, but has TP.
It's going to come down to a flip, and it does go the way of Owner. As Kanavi looked like he was a bit early on that one.
Did it go to 1 HP? I thought
it was very close.
I guess I've seen the replay. It looked like it went to 1 HP. It was super close. Kanavi trying to get it with the execute with the recast on the Sonic Wave. Doesn't quite land it. Now they're Faker in trouble.
Yeah, Faker's in a lot of trouble. No flash here, no help either. As his jungler is doing, you guessed it, the Krugs. This time on the other side, he is going to try to jump away.
But he is going to be a massive threat later on.
Well, one thing I'll say is that there's always a way.
There's always a way.
We've seen crazier things. We've seen big mistakes, shape games, shape entire series. And HLE need to be clean as they're going to go all in onto Lulu, who just trades with her ult, but maybe that was the whole point. Zingo's Faker trying to just zone this one away, but we have the Combat Herald already down. ZI was taken and looking for more. He's just going to turn towards mid and look to crash into mid, and might be able to get this one low enough. But either way, it's enough pressure into mid.
I think this is showing a great understanding of the comp for HLE, even though they're ahead, even though we've talked about how now they get the Herald into mid, they get the Dragon here. Patience is really paying off for them.
Yeah, well, that's the timing of this is so great because they get to use the Herald to escape, get turret, and that's prio for Dragon all at once. Well,
yeah,
measured.
More measured for sure.
They got what they came for. This will be actually the first turret going
taken out, and the composition crumbles.
It's all about these carries, right? I mean, yes, you have Zeka as backup, but Wasn't able to do anything there, as this would be crazy. No way.
No.
No way, Kanavi.
No way. Go away.
They're also like not just trying to secure the dragon. They're like, we're gonna kill him.
Yes, Smite though, he's able to get in, and no, they get distracted by someone else, the Cassiopeia. Now they do take him down, but Kanavi gets in, picks up a couple of kills. And at least they are able to get the punish on a Delight. But now Kanavi in an awkward spot. He's gonna get taunted up. Guma doesn't really have much backup here, trying to save Elise Sin. Not really gonna work out for him. He is gonna flash away, but now you're gonna lose your flash and potentially go down. As trying to save him, he is not able to. And now we got a weird breakdown as it's a 1v1 between an Afiri and a Shen. But HLE, you know, importantly, they got the dragon. We do still have this 1v1 going on. Owner just trying to kite it out with the spot because there's no objective over here. Owner's not going to expect this as he's running face first into it. He's had no idea as now the Galio ult comes down, but they get in, they get out. And it's a very nice pick here from the side of HLE. Even the wild growth on the follow-up from Kanavi is huge. They get a couple. As now, what are they going to take afterwards?
Hydra, I don't think they can. Doran's going to push bottom lane instead, and that trap comes up huge for HLE.
Now with Baron in hand, 2,500 gold lead, it's Dragon in a minute 20. HLE can push out these lanes with the Baron buff and then just choke out the vision of T1. And when T1's composition, the short range comp,
has Randuin's.
It feels like it's a lock.
His flash is up so soon, so they could stall it out for that as well.
True, and it doesn't look like T1 are going to get an opportunity, as that's going to be the ult in from Faker.
But it's completely worthless in terms of what he gains from it. And, you know, Baron is still up here, so HLE could just bide their time, push those waves out. Now they're on this dragon. No Galio ult here.
And 2 seconds, 1 second, Guma flash back up. There is a flank coming in, though.
Oh, this flank could go so hard in this one. We'll see how it is going to work as immediately Doran is able to access, but he's going to get knocked up. In goes the Nafiri. Big taunt is there, but the follow-up not quite. A lot of damage done, but Doran already down. In goes T1, and he takes the Infernal Soul away from the hands of T1. Picks up the double kill. And HLE are beginning to run away with this game as another kill goes to Kanavi. The steal is there on top of the triple kill.
Beautiful peel there from Delight to stop the Renekton from getting access to his AD carry. The damage starts to come around. The turnaround is there. And Kanavi cleans up, executing the members of T1, getting the kills, getting the dragon. And HLE looking in great position to close this game out. I don't think they're going to get it right now, but they are so strong. 7,000 gold lead and Infernal Soul as well. And they're just massacring the base.
Yeah, just ripping this inhibitor out. And that's what the edges of the rest of this Baron.
Even if he didn't secure the smite, that would have been a great play. But the fact he gets it too, and now Doran is in big trouble.
Oh, Doran's in a lot of trouble here as Dominus comes in, and we have more. There's more members of HLE that are coming in here, so that's where you are going to get the secure, as even Delight's getting into the action.
They're still trying to get that mid tower. Pays is desperate. He's been trying all game.
You know, I don't want to say it's donezo because we have seen some comebacks, but it really feels like at this point, there's just no way back in. Even with the standing gold, the bounties. Hanwha Life Esports have so much gold at this point, and their comp with the Siege they have and the Infernal Soul should just eventually wear T1 down.
You can see they're just kind of brute forcing it. Zeus is going to taunt into multiple members, and now he has to try to flash away. Lots of damage is there, as you do have... Whoa! Okay. He's okay. He's back. And that's going to be the inhibitor in mid and top now, taken down.
TP here from Doran for the flank, but he's so far away.
And now Faker going to just, okay, that's going to be the melee ult that does come out, and now Faker's still in a lot of trouble, although it does bait Kanavi pretty low, but I think the wallets are just too heavy. The front line is there, and the damage dealers have all the room in the world to take them out as NECA does go very deep. And you see, Guma didn't quite follow the train, but he's just trying to get the wave in here, it looks like, as HLE, I think, from this position, should be able to close it out. You could probably still hear the hesitation in my voice, but that is going to be the kick away, and Guma will be safe this time. Owner desperate to try to do something, but it is too far gone. HLE should be taking this game number 3, as Owner also is going to go down, and HLE jump ahead in the series. Fresh. He was a big Thresh player when it was very meta. As there's the Blitzcrank along with the Maokai.
I think with the
It all
Thresh
comes together.
coming in, that's always been a matchup Blitzcranks have enjoyed playing into.
Yeah,
especially
your
'cause-
hook is longer than theirs.
and he has to like go. Volcanic Rukun comes in. So hard to do much.
Easy
Aubrey-
pull here. Now we got Kanavi making a play. Flash shot in, and Karya will have to accept his fate. This will be first blood once again into the hands of HLE, and this time regardless. And it is going to be kind of the crux of the composition here for HLE when it does come to looking for picks. T1 and Owner mostly just
Missed the
trying
grab,
to keep us
so-
guessing, you know.
Yeah.
Owner, you're not playing the Fury this time, as that's going to be the knockup. And we got the Maokai coming on in. They don't quite have a lot of damage, though. Is now Karya going to land a hook on a Delight. There's the follow-up, the sweep from Faker into the wall, helps out Owner. And HLE have kind of hand shook on a fight that they did not want to get into. This kill will go over to Faker's Azir on top.
Here so far in this one. As Owner's
Oh,
gonna look for a
they're looking for a
play. Yeah, he's got his. Oh, he's level 6.
Okay, just gonna they're trying to stick together, but that just means that one of them is gonna get hooked up, as now a bunch of damage comes out from Pays, and they can just go for a reset here. The wave clear from the Senna is not good. Knocks him into the wall though, and no! Pays got aggro, somehow just dies! Yeah,
Good hustle.
It's a Senna who doesn't have flash, so maybe if you get that, okay, we're gonna force a fight here once again, trying to get in on Taguma, but they just turn tail and try to take down Faker, who barely gets away, and they actually do take out Guma in the pit. As meanwhile, Zeus getting into the action. They finally get Faker, and Pays is all alone on the bottom side. Zeka looking for the kill. So many low health bars, but it's a double that goes the way of Doran. And T1 will win in the pit fight at the end of the day. They also
Genji
get
era, when Aphelios was still relevant, he was one of the best. Baker.
Nice hook here from Delight. That's a lot of damage. Owner gonna threaten that one, but he gets underneath it. Kanavi says, you know,
Give this one up. So that should be Hanwha Life Esports really taking a lot of control on the map. The mid turret, which they're going to be threatening when they drop this if they want to use it for prio, only has 2 plates.
It's trying to find an angle here. They
Okay.
want to fight this.
Hook is
down.
down. Already a bit of damage on the Owner, though, and he's just going to get zoned away by all of the roots that do come in, as now a hook comes down, trying to save Owner's life, but that means that Karius is going to go down, and this super fed Yone just tears him apart. And
Making it
also,
impossible for someone to walk up and clear the wave. Doran has to play so safe because they're threatening over the wall.
oh, the hook is going to land once again, and the follow-up is right there.
And that's the
Equalizer utilized as he just dies, and in goes Zeus as well, trying to punish here. No flash, no ult, and Faker in a lot of trouble. No way for him to get away from this one, and that is just a solo kill coming down from Zeus.
And I think this might be the beginning of the end. With Faker also being this far behind for a while. Here comes the sieging ult. Faker has his flash. He might need it. It's too late.
Just not even going to bother. Down he will go, and that is going to be another kill. This time it doesn't go the way of Delight, as now Zeus is TPing away. He's like,
Oh, what a read!
see you later.
Second
Really
time
running circles around T1 right now on this map.
I mean, they know this is happening, but the grab comes in, and Karya is down, and Owner doesn't even bother himself. He's like, well, oh, I say that. He's actually moving his way up towards the top side, but zero vision, and the root comes down. They wait for the root, and there's the smite. As now even Yone goes over the wall. Zeka looking for more, as he is extending miles into the enemy jungle. Just executes him from miles
He
away.
didn't even need the Q3. He's like, let me try to hit this one. Okay, whatever. I'll just press E and you die.
Got to shake off the rust, some
That's the
mistakes.
thing, so often
Fine, I'm back.
in these big matches, in these live arenas, in these best of fives, T1 are a team that you can't count out and they ramp up over the series, but HLE, it feels like they're the ones who gained momentum and ramped up and now just feel completely on top of this game. There hasn't really been much of a moment for T1, and they're pushing in with a Maokai ult. T1 have to scatter away.
Yeah, and they're just taking whatever they want at this point. I mean, 7,000 gold ahead. They're pushing mid, they're pushing bot, and Faker's in top lane because he knows that his presence.
Fellas versus KT, 10,000 gold down. They were able to win. I don't think Hanwha is going to give those same opportunities over, but there is, if you're looking at this as in the miracle sense,
There's this setup, this control, the threat of the Blitzcrank, the threat of the Maokai. This tower is going to be gone because Kanavi can just ult.
Yep, just gonna throw an ult down, and immediately it's evacuation city here for T1. They just get away, and they say no thank you.
Yeah, against this composition, but particularly when you're this far behind, there's no tank.
And that was before he had IE. That was on 2 items. looking for a kill on a Zeus. I mean, he is incredibly strong at this point in time, but I think 1v3 is too much to ask for, so a little bit of a shutdown.
Overextending, who's out of position, who can we punish?
Oh, speaking of which, right into the Azir Poppy combo, and guess who's here once again? It's Doran. Zeus is going to try to flash away to get out of this one, but one harpoon gets the job done.
Saplings. Look at that damage!
It's crazy.
That is kind of insane, and that's mostly just the Leandres is now owner in a lot of trouble. I think he's just dead. I mean, the Lantern is there, but one little ward, one pesky ward, and you're not getting away. And just like that, T1's chances of challenging the Baron are down the drain.
And it's Baron into Dragon as well.
It's like an impossible situation. It's so hard to approach. It's so difficult. Someone has to go forward. Owner's the tankiest. He eats a bit of CC, and then he's just dead.
And you can't give the Baron. As you can see, the Lantern attempt here is denied.
Uh-oh. Oh my god, what is that damage? It's crazy. Zeka's is so bad at this point in time. 1Q3, and Faker's gone.
He's got a QSS. He's budgeted all of that extra money into even additional safety. And this Baron might push to end the game.
Oh, they're going to land an exhaust. Oh, no, mid-lantern. He just gets sacked down once again. But it does look like the rest of the team is abandoning ship with that knockback from the Poppy on a Kanavi.
Oh, the Maokai
comes in with the Maokai, and now you have the follow-up coming in from HLE, but it's a little bit off kilter. Down will go Kanavi. As Guma still very strong, still has the range, and Zeka still there with full health. So
Baker's respawning, so I think all they can get is this one inhibitor, but it's still a
Dragon, but they've already gotten a low. This is just going to be given up.
X-Gates, I think, is part of why T1 is able to get here so fast.
Zeka, I don't think you do that much damage, but
No, I don't.
Then right there. They're still in a commanding lead. They still have Baron for 20 more seconds, but he's getting stronger, has his 4th item now.
all right, here we go. Combo comes down once again. Equalizer there, just trying to get them away. Space has to flash at the very last moment just to try to survive against a Maokai Blitz combo.
And at the dregs of this Baron, they get another inhibitor.
Yeah, just going to take it down. Looks like they're kind of moving towards mid, but HLE, they also have to be careful not to overextend. Just going to poke from a distance with their Senna.
My God!
Rapid fire there for Gumayushi, almost 100 stacks. It's so hard with triple and hibs down. The game is just on a timer.
Yeah.
And against this comp, someone's going to get grabbed sooner or later. You have to believe.
Now T1 going to look for their moment as the grab is down. That's a ton of damage coming out from Pays. I mean, he is still an 80 carry 30 minutes into the game. So at least they hold on to their Nexus turrets. But man, HLE are playing this very safe and very respectfully.
Pretty dangerous. The fact that Doran didn't have Equalizer up, I think is the only thing that saved HLE from potentially, well, definitely losing the 80 carry and potentially losing more. But now they can just wait for the super minions to push
all they
in.
have to do is wait for the minions now.
Yep.
Like, I don't even think the conversation about Baron or this next X-Tech Drake is that important for HLE. They're thinking about how they could set up a siege to end this game right now. As with 6 super minions coming in, with the Maokai ultimate in tow, and defending this is just nigh impossible.
He goes for Rabadons, not Azonias. He wants maximum damage, not going for the safety. No Rocket Belt as well picked up.
I think he just wants to go in there, deal a bunch of damage, and die. Like, at this point, he's probably going to die anyways, so might as well go down swinging. But HLE really just trying to put an end to this game, but they're not finding the way to do it just yet. That's a lot of damage into Doran already, as he's going to get rooted up. Immediately has to go gold, and Zeka by his lonesome on a Pays, but he is only by himself, not able to get the kill. They finally take down Karya, and the damage is being done to these turrets. As Faker being poked out. Look at this turret that is Gumayushi right now. The pull on a Pays, and that might just do it as Faker in the base gets taken down. And Hanwha Esports, they totally wipe T1 here on the Nexus.